In today's session of Divorce Court, Candi thought Daryl was something special the moment they met. But after 7 months of marriage, she wants a divorce, and she says she should have seen it coming.
On our wedding day, when the judge asked if he would take me to Heaven Hole to be his lawful wedded wife, he said, I guess.
He said, I guess?
I mean, everybody's supposed to be happy. So I'm like, I guess I do.
And I guess he was telling you right then, I guess I'm going to be faithful. I guess I'm going to be committed.
Exactly.
I guess I'm going to love you.
And she says Daryl would rather have phone sex than have real sex with her.
He was calling a sex hotline where he was talking nasty with women on my phone.
It was a chat line, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows what a chat line is.
Do you have the number?
It's right here on the phone bill.
Come with me. I want to dial this number.
Now Candi wants Daryl to pay in today's session of Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Candi Harris versus Daryl Hargrove. Ms. Harris, I'm advised that after 7 months of marriage, you're filing for divorce.
Yes,
Why
ma'am.
so soon?
There's been a lot of pain and suffering on my behalf.
How much pain can you get in 7 months?
A lot. From day one, on our wedding day, when the judge asked if he would take me to Heaven Hole to be his lawful wedded wife, he said, I guess.
He said, I guess?
He said, I guess, rather than I do, and that hurt me. I was
So why
crying.
you leave down the aisle? Should have walked out. What happened?
I loved him. And he told me that he was joking, but that's the way he's taken the whole marriage, as a joke. And I don't feel like I should have to go through it anymore. I don't feel like I can take it anymore.
I think 7 months you took it, that was pretty good. What about that, Mr. Hargrove? You said, I guess, instead of I do, and you thought it was a joke?
No, ma'am. Well, she knew. I mean, she didn't know, but, I mean, it was just something. I mean, it was nothing intent on, making her cry, making her feel sad. It just took pressure off of me.
Took pressure off you to say, I guess.
I'm saying, well, I mean, not saying it in a bad way like she said it was. I mean, it's supposed to be a nice day. I mean, everybody's supposed to be happy. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I do. And he's like,
so that means
and then
you
I'm
have
like,
to be the jokester.
okay, well, you knew that from day one. I was
But
like
that's
that.
not the point.
Okay, well.
If I said I do, you could have said I do too.
Okay.
Well, maybe he didn't mean it. Did you mean it?
No, I didn't. That's the part that she's feeling
No,
understanding.
I mean, maybe you didn't mean that you do.
Well, I mean,
Did you
if
feel
you
like
figure,
that?
well, if it got to the point of nagging about me going out every weekend, nagging
We're
about
newlyweds. We don't spend any time together.
nagging. That's the reason why we don't spend time together.
Because you go out.
Okay, well.
And the reason he's going out, because he said, I guess. And I guess he was telling you right then, I guess I'm going to be faithful. I guess I'm going to be committed.
Exactly.
I guess I'm going to love you.
Well,
right,
therefore,
Mr. Hargrove?
no, therefore, I look at it like, I mean, I did love her, and I still do.
He
but
said he
from
did.
that point,
But you weren't
I mean,
ready to forsake your friends.
I was.
You
but
weren't,
therefore,
because if you
it was
were, you
like I
wouldn't still be
said, it
going
was
to the
just a
club
lot of
and
nagging.
hanging out with your friends.
How much nagging can you do in 7 months?
A lot. Living
Like
with
what?
her, a lot. Living with her, a lot.
If you were
Like
doing your
what?
part, I wouldn't nag you.
Just nagging about where you going.
If
What
you
time
would
are
be
you
a
coming
man
home?
to take responsibility,
What are you
I
gonna?
would not
What are you
nag
going
you.
out?
Hold
Why
on,
you going?
Ms. Harris. Let me hear what he has to say about nagging in 7
Who are you
months.
going out with? What time you coming home? What are y'all going to do? I mean, she's asking me questions. I mean, I don't even tell my mother when I go out. Okay, I'm going out.
You don't marry your mother either, do you?
No.
So why
I mean,
can't you tell her where you're going? Is it a secret?
No, it's not a secret. Because when she go out, she don't tell me where she going. Oh, she put on these little
what?
little outfits that she wear. Like she went shopping on 42nd Street somewhere.
What's the significance of that?
Well, it's an area where all the whores and everybody.
Oh,
So you're
now
calling me a
whore.
No, I'm not saying, but when she go, you gotta see her dress the way she do with these little skimpy outfits to honestly say, well, is she normal or is she trying to be like everybody else?
I'm trying to be
Well,
like
excuse
myself.
me, maybe you're going out. What are you going out? When you go out all
Just
the time, what you
going
going to look at?
He does not
Huh?
just go look
When
at
you're-
nothing.
Yeah, when you're going out, what kind of women attract you?
I'm
Any
not going
kind
out.
that'll lay in
If
the
I'm
bed
going out
with him
with-
on the first night of meeting him.
Ooh. Any kind that'll lay in the bed with
Anytime,
him.
because
Okay.
he'll tell me he's going to his friend's house or whatever. He'll call me at like 10 o'clock and say, well, I'm on my way home. All his friends live within 5 to 10 minutes away from the house. He'll tell me, well, At 10 o'clock, he'll call. He'll say, I'm on my way home. 2 hours later, he's still not here.
He takes a long way around.
If we're sitting up there drinking, of course.
Because
if I tell you 10 minutes, you could be an hour.
Mr. Hargrove, I know you're excited, but I have to listen to one of you at a time.
I know my husband. He'll take 3 showers a day.
You know him?
I know him.
Oh.
The last thing he'll do before he walks out the house is tuck his shirt in his pants. If you take a shower before you leave the house, why do you have to come back in and jump directly in the shower if you're not doing anything but sitting at your friend's house drinking beer or whatever?
Oh, that's a good question.
And
let me ask him. If you just sitting at your friend's house drinking beer,
most of the time.
Hold on, I haven't asked the question yet.
All right.
If you just sitting at your friend's house drinking beer, and you just took a shower before you left home, and you tuck your shirt in, and you were all neat like you are now, why you got to tuck your shirt in again when you come home and take a shower?
Because when I said when I tell her I'm going to my friend's house, half of the time we'll be there. And half of the time they'd be like, well, let's go hang out somewhere and let's get a couple of drinks there.
And you go hang out
So therefore, if you go to a club with 50 million people smoking and everybody's sweaty and everything.
I smoke.
And everybody's sweaty and dancing and close to your body?
Well, no, I ain't gonna say I dance with women like that.
Oh, yes, you do.
What kind of women you dance with?
But therefore, if I do say it, I can say I dance with them once in a while, but at least if I get around my girlfriends and go to these little teenager clubs that she go to, shaking her ass, excuse my language.
Shaking her what? Shaking her what?
Shaking her body the way she do.
Oh.
Then therefore, I wouldn't even have to talk because I don't go out swinging my body all over every young woman that I see.
Are you at the clubs with her?
No, you're right.
So how you know how she's shaking her body? You got X-ray vision or something?
If you know her the way I do, you know she's like that. If she does it in the house in front of me,
there's a way I dance with you, and there's a way I dance with men at the club.
Well,
but what are you worried about? I come home to you every night.
And I do too.
No, you don't.
Well, Mrs. Harris, now tell me, when you met him, what kind of clothing were you wearing? Social set or business set?
Work clothes, business set.
And when you went out with him after you married, what kind of clothes did you wear?
Social setting.
The same kind you wear now?
The same kind that I wear now. And the same kind that turned him on 2 years ago that made him ask me to marry him 6 months after dating.
And he didn't complain about your skimpy clothing and shaking your rump then, did he?
So evidently there was something there that he liked. And I don't know if he lost it or what, but...
So what happened all of a sudden, Mr. Hargrove?
If it comes down to me losing it, yes, I lost it.
Okay, so you lost it. That's why you were sitting in the house making calls to a sex hotline, right?
Calling a sex hotline?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait a minute. Mr. Hargrove, tell me some more about this. Hold on.
He has been living
a sex hotline? Not Mr. Prude?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Prude. Mr. Goody was calling a sex hotline where he was talking nasty with women on my phone.
That's not true.
My house. The phone was in my name.
That's not
and
true.
he would call during the day when I wasn't there.
Now tell me, Mr. Hargrove, you call it a sex hotline?
When we got the bill...
No, just answer the question. You call it a sex hotline?
No, ma'am, it wasn't a sex hotline.
What kind of line was it?
That shows what she felt understand. It was a chat line, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows what a chat line is.
It was not a chat line because when I called the phone company, the lady told me it's an adult entertainment number. Adult entertainment is a sex line.
Okay.
But
why you didn't tell the operator when she told you that to call the number and see what it is?
Call it for what? What's she going to call it for?
Do you have the number?
I have the number.
Where?
Okay.
It's right here on the phone.
Let me have the number. Let me see.
I don't know what he's doing when he's talking to these women, but it is not a chat line.
Okay. So now let me ask you. Is it a chat line where you just chit-chatting about the weather and life?
You have people from New York. You have people from Chicago.
Well, what you chatting about?
Just stupid things.
Like what?
Just conversation.
What kind of conversation?
Hold on, Miss Harris. I got this.
It's like 50 people on the line all at one time just...
Chatting about what, Mr. Hargrove? Give me one subject.
Just basic thing. How was your day? You know, I had this, you know, I had a bad. Oh, my God.
When divorce court returns, the judge goes to chambers to find out who Daryl was really calling.
You can always connect one-on-one for playful or erotic, uncensored telephone adventure.
I think I've heard enough.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce court is back in the case of Candi Harris and Daryl Hargrove. Candi accuses Daryl of calling a phone sex hotline, but he claims it was just innocent conversation on a telephone chat line.
Enjoy intimate one-on-one and group action, private line voicemail personal ads, and our tell-all bulletin boards. Using our advanced power chat system, you can always connect one-on-one for playful or erotic, uncensored telephone adventures. Operator, we don't accept reverse charge to collect or third-party calls. Please remember, we respect your privacy and don't pre-screen callers to this line, so never ever give out your name, address, or phone number in the conversation rooms, on the bulletin boards, in power chat, or anywhere else. Staying connected, you agree to assume all responsibility.
I think I've heard enough.
That's the way it just starts out. But if you go, the further you get into it, like I said, it's just people from all over. Just, hello, what's going on?
People from all over
Yeah,
on the line for playful or erotic, uncensored telephone adventure.
I've never went through that.
I don't think it can be described any better than that.
Okay, well, I mean, I know what I go through. So.
We can go back into court. I dialed the number, Mr. Hargrove, and you sat there and listened to it. Intimate one-on-one conversation for playful or erotic, uncensored telephone adventure. Now, maybe you don't know what erotic means.
I know what it is.
You know what intimate means?
Yes, ma'am.
So you still say that it was not a conversation about sexual activity of any kind?
It never aroused me, so I can't see why they say erotic.
So why you call?
Because unfortunately, she drove me to court. I can't talk to her.
Oh, stop blaming everybody else for what you do.
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not blaming anybody.
You're blaming me.
If I have somebody that I can talk to.
He was inconsiderate. He sat there during the day while I was at work, putting calls on my phone. He denied it to me.
Well, he only put, according to this bill, you want this bill paid?
I want all of them paid.
It was only that bill.
There are still bills up there from when you called New York. There are calls up there from when you called New York and you didn't pay for them.
I know how to just clear.
Excuse me, I have one bill in front of me.
Thank you. And that was the only one that you...
That's the only one. That's the only one that I could get today.
Well, it says the total due is $560.
Yes, ma'am.
Dated March 7th.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, is this the bill you want paid?
Yes, ma'am.
But
because it's in my name. It's in my name. And I want him to accept responsibility and pay for his calls.
Since you're going to bring up money issues, okay, dear. So, therefore, I think I'll just throw my little bit in there since we're talking about money issues.
Throw it.
Okay. That phone bill right there for that $561, I'm pretty sure I just about doubled that.
Oh!
And the whole time that she was out of work.
What do you mean doubled it?
Yes.
What do you mean by doubled it?
She went away for 2 weeks, okay, because she said, we was having problems, so she went away for 2 weeks. The only way I could get her back, she wanted me to bribe her. I gave her like $300-400 just for her to come back home.
Wait a second. You paid for her to come back to you?
Yes.
The woman that you can't talk to?
Exactly.
Just to have her in the house.
To come back.
Okay, but the thing about it...
Hold on, Mr. Hargrove. Don't talk over me.
I'm not.
You paid for her just to come back, just so you could have her in the house.
Yes.
So she could nag you.
So therefore that...
just so she could nag you.
Yes.
You said, I guess, on your wedding day. Let me just finish my question. And you weren't sure that you wanted her on I guess. But yet you paid for her to come back to you after she leaves?
Yeah.
So you wanted her.
She didn't leave. Because if she would have left, a common person, if you leave from somewhere... You're going to take everything with you, like I did when I moved out. I took everything.
It's my house. Why should I leave my house and let you stay there?
If you're not working, not paying no bills...
It don't matter. It don't matter.
This is the most exciting marriage I've heard about for 7 months.
This ain't no marriage. This is a lust thing.
And honestly, Your Honor, I look at it like this. The only reason I did marry her, because she tried to throw something up in my face a long time ago talking about...
He was afraid of commitment.
I was afraid of commitment.
He was afraid of commitment.
So you married her to prove...
So you should have left.
Yes.
Wait a minute, Miss Harris.
Yes, I married her just to prove to her that I wasn't scared of commitment.
You didn't have to do that.
Yes,
you married her to prove that you weren't afraid of commitment.
Yes.
Well, guess what, Mr. Hargrove?
Yes.
I hate to tell you, you failed the test.
That's okay.
Because 7 months is not a lot of commitment.
That's okay.
Okay, if you pay this bill, I think she said you can get rid of her.
Well, I told her I was going to pay the bill a long time ago.
Oh
Every time I get ready to turn around and pay the bill, she always want money for something.
If
so
I'm
unfortunately,
nagging him, no. He specifically
Well, stop.
told
Is this
me.
Harris? He just said, I'll pay the bill.
I look at it like this.
So give me the money today. I'll be happy. Give me the money.
If anything is going to
Give me
be
the money.
paid or whatever, I'm not
Give
paying
me
the
the
whole
money.
bill.
Mr.
Because
Hargrove,
And I'm not asking you to pay the whole bill. I just want you to pay for your car.
Okay, we got to get some order now. It's getting a little outrageous.
She nagged me to make
We
the
got
call.
to get
so
some order.
therefore-
You're getting outrageous. Close your mouth. Because I don't want you to talk too much because I think you said more than you really meant to say.
Oh, I didn't.
Mr. Hargrove, what did I say? You said, I'll pay the bill. But you didn't mean that, did you?
Nope.
All right, now you better
Just
stop
like
talking
when
so
I married
fast.
her, I didn't mean that either, so. I say a lot of things
now,
I don't mean.
Let me just tell you something.
I say a lot of things
Ms.
I don't mean.
Hargrove, in this court, I advise you to say what you mean and to mean what you say. Because if it comes out your mouth, I'm going to take it that you mean it. And I may act upon it. I'm not your wife. All right? So you said I'll pay the whole bill. I'm going to give you one chance. Did you mean it?
No, I didn't.
All right. Now, what do you think you should do about this bill? Tell me what your position is.
I already told her I will pay half of the bill like I've been trying to tell her for the longest.
Did you tell her that?
Yes,
That's
I told
today he told
yes,
me this.
I told
He
her.
just recently
I told
admitted
her-
to the cause
I
like
told her
last week.
As far as I can remember.
Well, I tell you what. Since we have him committed today, we better take it and run.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict and an update on the case of Harold Gideon versus Listia Gideon.
Did you know she was pregnant?
She's pregnant about every other month, Your Honor.
That's not true.
If she's 2 minutes late on her monthly cycle, she's, I'm pregnant.
Divorce court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce court is back and the verdict is in the case of Candi Harris, who wants Daryl to pay for calls she says he made to a phone sex hotline.
Here's the order of the court. In looking at this bill, $201 of the phone calls made on this particular bill are to the 328 number that we have identified, that I've identified, as a line for your pleasure only, not for the benefit of Ms. Harris, your wife. You benefited only by that. So that the portion you will pay yourself. The difference is $359, and you will split that equally. So, Mrs. Harris, you're to pay $179 total. Mr. Hargrove, you're to pay the difference. That's the order of the court.
All
Court's
right.
adjourned.
When divorce court returns, an update on the case of Harold Gideon versus Listia Gideon.
Well, how did you incur these medical bills for what problems?
Chlamydia. She cheated on me, and I'm not paying for them.
Stop telling me who is going to pay.
Closed captioning for divorce court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in divorce court. Harold Gideon said one of the biggest problems in his marriage to Listia was that she was a hypochondriac who ran to the doctor to hide from her real problems.
Did you know she was pregnant?
She's pregnant about every other month, Your Honor.
That's not true.
If she's 2 minutes late on her monthly cycle, she's, I'm pregnant.
You can tell me about her having sex with somebody else unprotected?
4 other people.
Sit down.
Listia brought Harold to court to get him to pay at least half of the $1,000 in medical bills she'd incurred while trying to get pregnant with Harold's baby.
Well, how did you incur these medical bills for what problems?
Chlamydia.
Yeah.
She's full of it. She cheated on me, and I'm not paying for them.
Stop telling me who is going to pay.
The judge agreed that the couple was equally responsible for medical bills and utility bills that were incurred during the marriage. Although the judge recommended that Harold and Listia attend mediation following their court appearance, they both refused.
The judge showed that justice does rule in the hands of any person. He was full of it. I think it's best that we've brought it to court, gotten it settled. Now I can live my life, he can live his life.
I think it was just a bum still from the beginning. And honestly, I'm just I'm mad at myself for just getting in a relationship with her from the beginning.
In today's session of Divorce Court, when Eli saw Dominique, his heart skipped a beat. A whirlwind romance had them married only a month later. But now, after 3.5 years of marriage, Dominique says it's over.
I do not want to remember our wedding.
I love Dominique. She knew she could push my buttons.
What are you talking about? I told you every single time, I love you, I'm with you.
But Eli says Dominique is rushing into a divorce.
We didn't have a good time?
We had a great time.
You want another chance at this marriage?
Today, Dominique Vasquez and Eli Zimmerman will see if their marriage can be saved in today's session of Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Dominique Vasquez versus Eli Zimmerman. I'm advised that after 3.5 years of marriage, one of which has been separated, you're ready to finally end it.
Yes, I am.
And why?
Because he's irresponsible, he's self-absorbed, and he's jealous. I did not know this about him because I married him a month after I met him.
You married him a month after you met him?
Yes.
What did you know about him in a month?
That he was funny, he was smart, he had a great sense of humor, he had the most fantastic ideas, and it was like a movie.
It's a movie script. How did you meet?
He was a bike messenger, and I was sitting on this wall one day, and he rode by me, and he said, "You have beautiful eyelashes."
Rode by you and swept you off your feet, huh?
Yes.
Did you get on the bicycle with him?
No, I couldn't get on the bicycle,
but you thought you were about to ride away in the sunset, though, did you?
Yep.
And it turned out to be a nightmare.
Excuse me?
From a sunset to a nightmare, huh?
Well, yeah.
Oh, a nightmare.
What do you mean by jealous?
He thought I was going to go off with everyone and their mother.
She's tripping.
What?
Why?
You're always trying to make me jealous.
No, you're
everywhere.
telling me that I'm flipping through the TV and every few seconds that I see a man on the television, I watch it extra? Please.
So he really thinks that anytime you look at a man, you're interested in another one?
Yes.
Is that
tripping.
why do you think that is because he went with you so soon?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You think that's because you went with him so soon, you think that you go with anybody else as well?
No, I don't want to interrupt you. I don't interrupt you. You're tripping.
No, I'm
Why
not.
is she tripping?
Yeah, because
I'm not even
jealous.
tripping.
Oh, right.
You're not jealous?
No.
She's a beautiful woman.
Well, I was jealous. I was a little younger, but not that
Yeah,
jealous.
so-
When you tried to play head games, when I
What
ran the
head
security
games?
at that bar.
What head games?
Oh.
Yeah, what head games? What? Tell me about it.
I would like to hear these head games.
Like the normal head games, you know?
Well,
When
what
you-
are the normal
okay,
head games, Eli?
Check it out. We're living where I live in the hood. I'm working
Joe,
at this
get
bar.
ready.
We're not doing so good. You know, we're riding until the wheels fall off. And
Because
the wheels are
all
starting to
you're
fall
doing-
off.
all you're doing is
no,
going
listen,
surfing.
and
You
when
don't
I
go
come to
to
work,
you go
I'm working.
surfing.
I go surfing in the daytime to relieve some
I don't want to go to
anxiety.
work today. I don't want to go to
Well,
work
he
today.
can't go surfing. He's jealous of you.
She knew she could push my buttons.
What are you talking about?
And
I
especially-
told you every single time,
And
I love you, I'm with you. You're tripping. You're seriously
But
tripping.
especially
at this
back then,
moment.
you know, we were living kind of a crazy life, so things would get escalated quick, you know?
Who's this I have in the courtroom?
AJ.
This is AJ.
Who's AJ?
AJ is my dog, but he was our dog when we were married, and I told her that. You know, he's everything that we have is ours. But I got AJ years before I met her. And I
AJ's
went through a
getting a
lot of
little
hard.
antsy.
I went through. Yeah, he's a good dog though. He's not tripping. I went through a lot of hard times with AJ. I've been home.
Is AJ barking at you or is he barking at Mrs.
He's barking at everybody. He
us
wants everybody to
talking
pet
to
him and say he
wants
loves
love.
him. Yeah.
That is how the
So
dog
AJ
is.
wants love
AJ's
too.
never been fought. I don't believe in fighting pit bulls or none of that. He's just a good dog. He's a good
But who
dog.
was feeding him? Who was feeding
Yeah,
him?
but Dominique, back then, I didn't have my head on straight. did I?
Exactly. So that's why I deserve the dog.
Why do we say back then? Can somebody bring me to
Because
where back
now
then
I got
is?
my head on straight. I got a good career. I don't.
Mr.
Where do you
Zimmerman?
live in? In an apartment. Where am I living? In a house. Like, I'm
Ms.
sorry, Your
Vasquez,
Honor.
you got to take me with you.
I'm sorry, Your
You're
Honor.
leaving me out.
I'm sorry.
You're back there and I don't know where you are.
I apologize.
Please put me in the same place and time that you are.
Okay.
What's back there?
Okay, I got AJ 3 years before I met Dominique in San Francisco.
Okay.
I used to be a wildland hotshot firefighter.
A wildland hotshot firefighter.
Yeah.
What's that?
Just some.
Is that just a typical firefighter?
No. We're
What's
badass.
a wildland hotshot firefighter?
I ran a chainsaw on a forest firefighting crew. It's
Okay.
like the elite fire crews
So
of
you
the
were
industry.
a firefighter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so at the end of that season, I lived with a friend of mine in Idaho, and I had no money. I was carrying mortar for bricks, and I went to the pound one day because I love dogs, and I said, let's just, my friend Shad Cup, I said, let's go look at some dogs at the pound. He said, all right. And we went there, and I seen AJ, and right when I looked at him, he looked up at me. He was 10 months old, and I knew right then that, and I said, Shad, I got $50 to buy food for the next week, or I could get this dog right now to pay to get him out, get him neutered. And Shad goes, you got to get that dog. And I got that dog, and for 3 years after that, I went through a lot of hard times,
This was before you met Miss Vasquez?
Before I met this wonderful
And you went
lady.
through
Even though
hard
she's all
times?
mad at me right now saying all these things, before I met this wonderful woman, I went through all this with my dog. I was homeless. I had a lot of hard times.
And
that
you
dog
kept the
never
dog?
that dog never went hungry. That dog slept where I slept. That dog went into restaurants where I went. That dog rolled everywhere with me. I love that dog.
You
know?
went homeless, and the dog was with you.
Yeah.
But the dog always ate.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't eat.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
That's exactly what I'm telling
That's
you.
how much you love the dog.
That's how much I love that dog.
And what happened to Azul?
Make
What
my
happened
voice
to my
crack.
dog?
Yeah,
Who's
you know
What
Azul?
happened to my dog?
So who's Azul?
Azul was my...
And that's my bad. That's my bad.
Can I talk?
Well, excuse me. Again, you're leaving me out of this. Who's Azul?
Azul was
He was
one
a
of
bad pit. He was such a good
Please
pit.
stop.
Wow.
He was my puppy. He was to be what AJ is to Eli, was to be my puppy, a little beautiful
When
pit
did you
bull.
get Azul?
We got him
When
right
we were
before
living
we
in
got
San
married.
Francisco. Right before we
And
got
what
married.
happened to Azul?
Well, my 21st birthday, we went up to San Francisco. Eli went surfing, left AJ and the 5-month-old Azul on the beach. AJ won't run away. Azul's 5 months old, naive. He got stolen.
Now, you didn't allow that to happen deliberately, did you?
What's that?
Did you allow that to happen deliberately?
No.
Out of negligence.
Not at all.
Did you offer to replace the dog?
Well, yeah, I got all kinds of pit bulls. We had a bunch of pit bulls since. I give her a pit bull right now. I give her
You
any
have a
kind of
lot of
dog
pit
she
bulls?
wants. I'll buy her a dog. Any dog she wants.
I
I'll
want
hook her
AJ.
up. I didn't mean for Azul to get lost.
Do you have a
not
lot-
think that I loved Azul? Do you not think that I love that dog? Dominique, look at me in the eyeballs right now. Look at me in my eyeball. Do you not think I love that dog?
I know you loved him, but you didn't care.
Yes.
You're like, oh, Azul's gone. I'm crying. Stop crying. Stop crying. It's not that big. We'll find the dog. Stop crying. Then we
You
didn't
know
find
what?
the
I
dog.
didn't mean to be mean that day, but I was bummed at myself. So I you know what?
See,
you
and
should have
that-
cried. I should have let you cry.
That was the pattern of our relationship.
Well, I have a question. He just said, I'll buy you any dog you want. And I have a lot of pit bulls. And you said, I want AJ.
because
so-
that is the only
I'll
thing.
give you Assassin. I'll give you Malice. I'll
Is
give
she
you Hammer.
talking-
All those dogs are tight. I'll give you any one of
Assassin
those
and Malice
dogs.
and Ham.
Huh?
Assassin, Malice, and Ham. Who's all that?
They're just different dogs I got.
So you have more than one pit bull?
Yeah.
Are you breeding, AJ?
No, these are all dogs that are with homeboys of mine that I grew up with that keep them, and they're my dogs, but they keep them. They take care of them. I go visit them. I hang out with them, but
So
they're
you
like their
collect
dogs.
pig- you
But I got
collect
the
pit
breeding
bulls.
rights
You
to those
see,
dogs.
Those are all your dogs that you have your homeboys hold on to.
But
Why
I
don't-
raised
why-
them all since they were puppies until they were at least a year, and
If
then I
you're
let
not
my homeboys
like,
roll
you're only
them because I
responsible-
can't keep my dogs in this
Explain
studio.
to me, Mrs.
Vasquez.
Explain to me, Ms. Vasquez. Why
Hey,
is
when
it
I'm
that
rich
you
enough to
want
buy a
AJ?
house, I'll keep them all with
Why?
me.
Yes.
Because he's the only thing left of our marriage. That this is the most beautiful memory that I have of our marriage is this dog. This was our child.
The marriage is over.
It was a beautiful experience at the time, and this is one of the beautiful things that came out.
And you
of
want
it.
to keep something that reminds you of this surfer who did nothing, this poor, irresponsible man that you married?
Hey, I'm a barber now. I
You
make
want
good
to
money. I
remind?
got it together.
You want something
Hold
to
on.
remind you of that?
Yes, it was a chapter of my life. It was while it was beautiful.
You don't have any
it was-
pictures?
Yeah,
Why would I want a picture? Like
You don't
I
have any wedding pictures of the chapter in your life?
She got them.
I have one picture, and I do not want to remember our wedding at all.
But I don't understand. If you don't want to think about the marriage, why do you want the dog? Every time I would look at that dog, it seemed to me I'd
That
think
would
of
be
him.
the positive of our relationship. It's just like as if you
'Cause
have a
AJ's
child.
an
If you have a
angel. Everybody
child-
loves AJ.
If I had a child with him, you know, oh, I don't want that child because it reminds me of the marriage. I don't think so.
When divorce court returns, Eli makes a passionate plea.
And if I could be with you and make things cool, then I would. I love Dominique.
You want another chance at this marriage?
Are you getting divorced? Do you need Judge Maybelline Ephraim's help settling a dispute? If you want to be a guest on Divorce Court, Call 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce Court is back in the case of Dominique Vasquez, who says her husband Eli's jealousy is the reason she's seeking a divorce.
This is the tightest pit bull you ever see. Whatever you like small ones, but big ones for a big pit bull.
What do you mean when you keep
dog.
saying that phrase? And forgive me, but I'm just not up on the lingo.
Tight?
What is a tight pit bull?
Well, okay, check him out. Come here. Look at these ham hocks right here. Look at that's tight right there. He's strong. He's beautiful.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, a strong bite. All right.
Anything, you know? No, he's tight.
Strong body. Joe, you want to see
Joe
how
cool
tight
with him out.
AJ
Joe
is?
knows how cool he is.
It's pretty tight, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Now you pretty tight too today, right? Okay. Stay focused now. Stay with me. Why do you think you should have the dog? You've told me he's been with you since he was 10 months old.
Because I love that dog more than anything. And you know what? If you took that dog away from me, you would break his heart and my heart. You'd break my heart more than anything in the world. But that dog loves me. We have a special relationship. That dog.
He spent time away from you before.
But Ms. Vasquez,
he
have you
spent like
moved
8
on with
months
your
with my
life?
grandma.
Excuse me?
Have you moved on with your life?
Yes.
And grandma, you got him so
I
fat.
I work
I'm
every
still
day.
mad.
I have my own house with a yard in the back. I have a backyard. I have a mountain right by my house that has a dog park, so you can go walk your dog everywhere.
So you think that you have a better environment to
I have
offer
a better
AJ?
environment
No way.
because he's getting older. Not that he's even close to death.
I got the beach. I got friends with yards with toys for him to hang. I take him everywhere all the time.
And now you have a place?
Yeah, I have a place.
What kind
It's
of
a
place do you
studio.
have?
Are you
But
still
pit bulls can
homeless?
live in apartments, and he's happy. He goes
That's not
everywhere.
fair to
Ben,
him.
how much does he come to the
He's
bar? He
7
goes
years
everywhere
old.
with me.
He's 7 years old. I'm not saying
And he's happy.
close
AJ,
to
are you happy?
dying.
Huh? Are you happy? Are you happy with me?
Now, if
Am
he
I
answers
cool?
you, we all leaving out here.
Right. He answered. Did you see his eyes? You see his eyeballs?
Is this spite, Mrs. Vasquez?
No, it's not spite. I love this dog. I believe that it's about time it has some sort of stability. I don't think Eli's quite done finding a
Okay, can I say something about stability
No,
right
I'm
now,
talking
please?
to her.
Okay.
Then you can say something.
I don't believe that he has reached a point of complete stability enough to give to this dog who's getting older in its years. I would think that AJ deserves some happiness, like a stable home, a backyard to run around in, a terrific environment. I'm not saying Eli doesn't take care of him. I'm saying that AJ deserves a lot more.
There's a lot of other things in my life that are encompassed other than our relationship that have to do with stability. And when I was younger, since I was 14, I've been crazy doing stupid stuff. But in the past
now you've
3.5 years, I've really changed my ways. And my boss, my friend right here, can tell you that I show up every day 30 minutes early to work, set my stuff up. I'm happy. I work. I rent my place.
You pay your
I can't
own
speak
rent?
a lot of things on here, but I don't do crazy stuff anymore.
We understand. We get the message.
Right.
But I was never doing crazy stuff.
But I was,
except
but I'm
for
not
marrying
now.
him
So why are you
after a
tripping on
month.
me about being
The only crazy
stable?
thing you did was married him in a month.
Yes.
But you got something beautiful out of it. You got AJ.
Yeah. Well, only if you award him to me.
All right.
Dominique,
Anything else you want to say?
Don't take this dog from me. Don't take this dog from me, please.
Eli,
Don't take this
it's
dog
nothing
from me.
personal, but he deserves happiness.
He is so happy. I treat that dog so good. I'm sorry that I could not provide for you the happiness that I provide to him, and that's my downfall. That's my lack. That's my bad. You know what I mean? And I wish I could. I wish I could go back and be who I was now, then, and make things right, because you're a wonderful woman, and if I could be with you and make things cool, then I would. But that was my bad. But you know what? I've never treated him bad. Don't take him away from me. You're going to, don't.
You want another chance at this marriage?
No.
Don't take that dog away from me.
Is this real, this emotion that he's feeling, or you say it's fake?
I've seen it before, so I don't know. I don't know. He
Mama.
has so many roller coaster emotions that I can't tell.
Okay.
You know what I used to back in the day, but this is, you're trying to take look at me in the eyeballs right here, me and you. Like I say to my son and everybody else when I'm trying to be real, don't take this dog from me, Dominique. Do not take him.
Do you think that I'm taking him out of spite? Like, I love that dog.
I know you do, but you're going to break my heart.
All right. I think I've heard enough.
When divorce court resumes, the judge renders her verdict, and Eli makes another attempt at reconciliation. and an update on the case of Denita Frazier versus Brad Monroe.
So he ripped up the kitchen floor.
He just tore it up off the floor.
Who is he, Superman?
Your Honor, I feel I shouldn't have to replace nothing because she drove me in that mental state of mind to go crazy like that.
Divorce Court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce Court is back and the verdict is in the case of Dominique Vasquez versus Eli Zimmerman.
Back in the matter of Eli Zimmerman versus Dominique Vasquez. This dog has been a part of Mr. Zimmerman's Zimmerman's life since the dog was 10 months old, similar to a child. You're making a big deal out of the stability and your nice home and your backyard and every place that you can run this dog, and that's all good and wonderful, but you also sound like the person who decides that for a child to be happy, they have to have things. Happiness is not found in things. He told you that when he was homeless, this dog was with him, and the dog loved him. When he didn't have a place to eat, he fed the dog. You haven't said that. You said, but now I got everything to give him. All it said is you're making better money, you got a bigger house, you got a nicer yard, he has an apartment. But I don't think AJ is really interested in all of that. I didn't hear you say one time I have a lot of love to give him and I'll sacrifice my house for the dog. This man said, I'll sacrifice food, I'll sacrifice shelter, I'll sacrifice my own self for this dog.
You gotta kill me to get my pit bull.
Okay, Mrs. Zimmerman.
But you know, I just want to say one thing. I know.
Mr. Zimmerman,
can I say one
stop! Number one rule is to be quiet when you're ahead. Quit. Quit. You're ahead. No, quit.
I just want to say she's cool. I know she loves a dog. It ain't about that. I just know.
You know,
Okay.
Joe has not had much work today. Now, what I am going to order you to do, Mrs. Zimmerman, is to give her one of those other pit bulls that your homeboys are holding for you.
That's cool.
Now, do you know about all these other pit bulls?
I know of them, but I've never met them.
So are you interested in meeting them and getting to know one of them and selecting one?
Assassin's tight.
No?
Take him,
No.
Dominique. I'll
You
give
just
him
want
to you.
AJ. You don't want a pit bull. You don't want a dog. You don't want an animal to care for. You want to hurt Mr. Zimmerman.
No.
I was going to give you visitation with the dog, but I'm not even giving you visitation now. The dog is awarded to Mr. Zimmerman.
Hey.
I have to go.
All rise! When Divorce Court returns, an update on the case of Denita Frazier versus Brad Monroe.
Your Honor, instead of punching or hitting on my wife, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I do hit walls. I punch walls. I do destructive type of things.
Closed captioning for Divorce Court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in Divorce Court. Denita said that Brad's temper ruined their marriage and her belongings.
Your Honor, instead of punching or hitting on my wife, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I do hit walls. I punch walls. I do destructive type of things.
He admitted that when he got angry at her, he destroyed their furniture, their apartment, and their clothing.
So he ripped up the kitchen floor.
He just tore it up off the floor.
Who is he, Superman?
Your Honor, I feel I shouldn't have to replace nothing because she drove me in that mental state of mind to go crazy like that.
Denita wanted him to pay for the damages he'd caused, but Brad wanted the judge to force Denita to give him back his beloved entertainment center. The judge agreed with Denita that Brad should pay for the property damage he caused.
Your anger has cost you. When you do silly stuff like that, you have to pay for it.
Denita was also awarded the entertainment center.
She's getting the entertainment center.
My entertainment center, Your Honor?
Your entertainment center.
Since then, Brad has moved out of state to begin a new career helping men meet the right women. and Denita is glad to have him as far away from her as possible.
This was totally not out of spite at all. You know, it's because I love that dog. And for me to say, no, I don't want any of the other dogs, I don't need those other dogs. I wanted AJ because I love him.
What she said about Dominique at the end isn't right. Dominique is real cool, and she loves this dog.
In today's session of Divorce Court, when Demarcus and Carolyn fell in love, they thought nothing could tear them apart. But after 2.5 years of marriage, Demarcus wants out because Carolyn is pregnant.
Did you want any more children?
No.
If he didn't want it, he knew what he should have done.
Or you could have used a condom.
Why should I have to wear a condom when we married?
Both of you have to accept responsibility. Children are a gift.
She should be proud about that.
Proud to bring a child into the world that the father's not going to be anywhere around doing anything for him?
No, she should be proud that it was me and not nobody else.
Please. Please.
Now, Carolyn Baldwin and Demarcus Baldwin come face to face in today's session of Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Carolyn Baldwin versus Demarcus Baldwin. I understand you've been married for 2 years and you're ready to throw in the towel already. Ms. Baldwin, so soon?
Yes.
Why?
Because he don't know how to be a man. He's a mama's boy. When times get hard, he want to run home to his mama.
So he's a mama's boy?
Yep.
And he keeps running home?
Yep.
How many times has he run home?
More than 10 times.
Mr. Baldwin, you a mama's boy?
Well, of course. I mean, why should I stay in a place where I feel like I'm not appreciated, you know? I pay the bills. I work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. You know, why should I be there and when I feel not appreciated?
Why don't you feel appreciated? What does she do? Or what doesn't she do?
She doesn't clean up. She walks around with attitude all day.
You a lie.
I mean...
You are a lie. You a
clean
lie.
up?
She doesn't clean up.
I work 12 hours a day.
So what? I work too. I'm pregnant and I still gotta work.
You're pregnant and working?
Yes, I'm 6.5 months pregnant with a cerclage and I don't even supposed to be working.
With a what? I'm sorry?
A cerclage. It's a stitch in my cervix.
And you're a stitch in your cervix?
Yes, to keep my cervix from opening up.
Oh, and you're working?
Yes.
Have you lost babies before?
Yes.
Well,
and aren't you supposed to be off your feet?
Yes.
Why is she still working, Mr. Baldwin?
But hold up, no, he knew. No, if he didn't want it, he knew what he should have done. He knew what he should have done.
Yeah,
exactly. No, you should have used some protection. You should have used protection. You should
have. Wait a minute. You're pregnant, and you're having a difficulty pregnancy, and you've had experience of that in the past. He's saying that you should have gotten pregnant. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Baldwin?
That's right. That's right.
And you're saying she should have used protection.
Pregnant, she should, you know, took care of it.
Should have had an abortion.
Yeah, she knew we wasn't financially fit.
So what then? You knew what you should have did.
Well, that was a mistake I made.
No, more than one time. More than one time.
She made a mistake. It was a gift.
That's right.
Children are a gift.
She should be proud about that.
And what about? And you're not proud about it? You said she should have had an abortion.
Because we're not mentally. Why she? Because we're not.
So then why should she be proud? Proud to bring a child into the world that the father's not going to be anywhere around doing anything for him?
No, she should be proud that it was me and not nobody else.
Please. Please.
That's what she should be proud about.
Please.
Somebody's filled your head, huh?
Mm-hmm.
With what?
I mean, I agree. You should have great high self-esteem, and you should love yourself, and I like the fact that you do. That's good. That's healthy. But you're beside yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I should have been there.
Miss Baldwin, Mr. Baldwin, you know the old phrase, takes two to tango?
Exactly. But no, he know my situation.
That's
you
why
couldn't
you
use any birth control?
No,
That's right.
no,
That's
no,
right. You
no,
should've been using
no,
birth
no.
control. Why didn't
Whatever
you use it then?
whatever in condoms give me real bad yeast infections. I was
What's
on
wrong
birth.
with
No,
the
I was
shot?
on
The
birth
shot, the
control.
pill,
I
what's
got
wrong
pregnant
with
with
that?
my daughter. And when I was on the shot, they rushed me to the emergency room because I was losing tissue from my body. So my doctor advised me not to use birth control. You can't tell me, and you knew the situation anyway.
Well, you know, I really hate to say this, and I understand that it's a risk that you're taking being pregnant. But you can't put it all on him either.
And why
Right,
should the
that's
blame
right.
be put on me? Because
That's
I
right.
asked
That's
him to
right. That's
use
right.
something and he said no.
That's right.
You didn't
You
know
knew
how
how-
to say, if he didn't
No.
want to use some kind of protection, you didn't know how to just say, then we won't have sex tonight? Or tomorrow night, or the next night, or the next night? Sometimes we have to do that in marriage if you want to protect yourself.
And then
That's
you're not,
true,
you
too.
know, you're not able to have a baby successfully. So you know, why get pregnant? You should have been on birth control.
But you, Mr. Baldwin,
So what?
you knew that she had a problem.
Yes.
You knew that she couldn't use the birth control.
Well,
And you
I-
knew that you didn't want any more babies. So
I
why
didn't
you
know
do
that, though.
something
I didn't know
about
she couldn't use any
You
birth
a
control.
liar.
I
Did
didn't
you
know
want
that.
any more
You
children?
a liar.
No, I
Did you
don't.
know you didn't want any more children?
Yes, ma'am.
So then why didn't you go have your little stuff snipped?
Well, you're right. Maybe that's what I should do. That's what I should have done, you know. But, you know,
You can't blame her either. If you didn't want any more children, Thomas, she knew, you could have taken some preventive measures as well. It's called vasectomy. You ever heard of that word?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Or you could have used a condom. You ever
True.
heard of that word?
True.
So why didn't you use one or the other?
I feel like she should have been on birth control, you know.
No.
We married. I shouldn't have to wear a condom.
So
Why should
even though you don't want a child,
Why should I have to wear a condom when we married?
I just asked you the questions. Did you know your wife had a medical condition
No,
that if she
that's-
were to
that's
get
what I'm saying.
pregnant
No,
again,
I
it
didn't know
risked
though.
her life?
Yes, you did.
I didn't know.
Yes, you did.
Was she pregnant before and she lost the children?
Yeah.
All right.
Was it a
Yes,
risk?
ma'am. So why didn't she just get on birth control and just that would have been solved?
Both of you have to accept responsibility.
I've accepted my responsibility, and I love my baby. And what he doing ain't gonna change that.
So it's all right with you.
I'm fine with it. It's
But you just
mine.
upset with him that he
It's
keeps
mine.
running back to mama.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then
this
want to
time
put
I'm
the
gonna-
blame
I'm
on
gonna
me.
Stay home with mama this time,
I
though.
don't, that's
So
what
you don't
need
want the
to be.
responsibility of
That's what you
parenthood
need to
or
be.
No, I'm not-
No, he don't. No,
No,
he don't.
I'm not saying
No,
that.
he
I just don't want to be around a nagging person that's never satisfied. Why should I have to put myself through that, you know?
Why isn't she ever satisfied?
I don't
He
know.
don't do nothing to satisfy me, so why should I pretend
Why should
like
I take
am
somebody out
satisfied?
that when I do take them out, all they do is frown or whatever?
So
you know,
what?
like they're
This
not having
me.
a
So
good time.
what? He knew how I was when
This
he
is how
married.
she is
No,
when we
he
go
knew
out.
how I
This is how
was
she
when.
is.
You right. It
Why should I
showed
take her out when
he
she
knew
acting
how
like
I was
this?
before he married me, and
See?
I'm not gonna change. I'm not changing. This is
Do you
me.
act like this when he takes you out?
Yeah,
No, I
that's how she
don't.
act.
No, if I'm somewhere and the service is not right, I'm not
That's how
paying
she
for
act.
it.
That's
I
the
don't
type of
want.
attitude that
So
she has when we
what?
go out.
So what?
So why
Did you know
what?
that's the way she was before you married?
Yeah, yes, you did.
No,
Yes, you did.
So you
Yes,
never took her
did.
out
Yes,
before you
did.
married?
Maybe to the movies. or
Whatever,
something.
whatever.
So when she went to the
whatever.
movie, she was okay.
She was okay then, but she changed. She
You a
changed on
story.
me.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
She
no, I
said she
didn't.
hasn't changed.
No, and I haven't. And I haven't. No,
You think I
haven't.
would deal with that if I knew it was going
And
to
you
be
think
like
I'd
that?
have dealt with that if I'd have known how he was? He the one changed.
Yeah,
He wasn't doing what he wasn't going out and staying out, coming in whenever he thought
right.
he could. You wasn't doing that before we got married. No. Don't
Going
even
out
lie.
and staying?
Don't lie.
I go out, you know, I go out with the guys or whatever. We can have fun. I come back 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I'm
But
still...
you're married, Mr. Wallen.
Ain't
I'm
his
still
open at 3
young,
or 4
though.
o'clock.
I'm still young. I
But
should
just
be able to
because
go
you're
out.
still young, you think you're supposed to get up, go out, and come in at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and you have a wife and children at home?
They gonna be there when I get there.
No, you did.
So there's no responsibility with
Yeah,
you
as long
for
as
the
I pay
children.
the bills, as long as I pay the bills, then everything is taken care of, right?
So
I
your
got to
attitude,
nag about that.
as long as you pay the bills, everything is
Yeah.
all right.
Nah.
Well, if
And
you have,
if she staying at home not clean up anything, what's
Hell,
wrong with me going out?
no. You know why I don't clean up?
No,
I clean
tell
up.
me.
No, I clean up, but I don't clean up like I should, because every time I clean up, he going behind me, throwing trash around,
It
leaving
don't
his
matter.
clothes around,
If
leaving
that's
his
the only thing you
drawers in
got
the
to do,
bathroom.
then
Now,
that's-
I ain't your maid.
If you're not
I ain't
working,
your maid.
but you're not
So
working.
what? I ain't your maid.
When divorce court returns, the judge catches DeMarcus in a lie.
you stood there and said, I don't have a wallet when I asked you to give me your wallet. A bold-faced lie.
I usually don't carry a wallet.
I didn't ask you about usually.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce Court is back in the case of Carolyn Baldwin, who says her husband Demarcus left her when he found out she was pregnant.
Everything you all did in terms of marriage, if she filled out the paperwork and got the credit card, you got it and used it, but you said she shouldn't have done it.
But that was only one. That was only one credit card. She has about 3 or 4.
But
I haven't even.
But am I nagging you about the other ones? No, they mine, but I'm nagging you about the one that me and you got.
And which one is that?
The one that's past due now that I got to nag him about.
And how much is it past due?
$411.
And that's the one that both of you use?
Yes.
Why won't you pay that one, Mr. Baldwin?
I paid that. I paid what I spent. So I feel like I don't owe anymore.
So that's the way you think marriage is. You pay what you spent.
Yeah, it's 50-50, right?
Marriage is not 50-50. Marriage is you work together. So sometimes it may be, if you make 75% of the money, she makes 25%, it may be 75-25.
She needs to make some more
But you
money.
pay the bills together, so it's one unit. Remember? It all goes in one pool. It's one unit. And I applaud the fact that you work 12 hours a day, and I applaud the fact that you pay the bills, but you need to get another tune to that song.
I can't let it go. I work. That's a lot. I pay rent, the utility
like
bills.
he do everything by himself. You don't do everything by yourself. You did everything by yourself.
You just recently got a job.
You did everything. Hold on. It don't matter whether I was working out or not.
6 months out the whole relationship.
No,
6
you a
months.
lie. You know it's a lie. You a lie. Whether or not I'm
No.
working or not, every month I have my head for the rent and my head for the bills, except for
So you
one
all started
month,
this
except for
relationship
one-
paying half.
Where we living at, we split everything in the middle, except for where we living
Except
at
that
now.
credit card bill that's now not paid half.
Exactly.
That's.
And why didn't you split that one in the middle?
Ask him.
Whose share hasn't been paid?
My share been paid.
No,
I had to pay.
no.
She didn't have a job. Who paid it when she didn't have a job?
No. So.
All right,
One
see,
time.
there you go.
You paid one time.
Well, I'll take this one time.
So you started a
One
relationship
time.
where each of you split things in the middle.
Yep.
And at some point, you weren't able to share the middle part.
Because I was pregnant.
She never was able.
Let me see that credit card statement, please.
Now, she got things of mine, too.
What does she have of yours?
Everything in the house.
Well, let's deal with one thing at a time.
Gave to us.
There's a balance due on this bill of $411.09. And this is a credit card that was incurred during the marriage in Miss Baldwin's name only. Is that right?
Yep.
You use this cross-country credit card, too?
Nope.
You never used it?
Nope.
What'd you use it for, Miss Baldwin?
Nope.
Well,
How
tell
can
me
I
what you
use
use
it
it
if I
for.
can't? If my name is not on it?
Groceries. You got a. I bet in his wallet he holding a credit card with his name on it.
In what, this company?
Yes, with that company.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Give me your wallet, Mr. Baldwin.
Thank
Carol
you.
wallet.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't even have a wallet.
He lying.
I know. I know.
Lying.
Don't make Joe
He
search you.
lying.
Give up the wallet, Mr. Baldwin.
Hold on.
Give me a break, okay?
It's not in
You
here.
stood in my courtroom and lied and said, I don't even have a wallet.
No, I thought she was talking about the other credit card. She did.
Now, you know what? You just lost whatever credibility. Be quiet.
It's not in there.
I don't know if it is or not, but you stood there and said, I don't have a wallet when I asked you to give me your wallet. A bold-faced lie.
I didn't know I had it. I got a pair of
Don't you
shorts, so
stand here and tell me you didn't know you had a wallet on you.
I usually don't carry wallets.
I didn't ask you about usually. Now, you may be acting silly and you may be acting irresponsible, but I know that you knew you had a wallet on your person. And that was uncalled for. Now, I don't want to search your wallet, but I want to see if you have a credit card in here. Now, would you look through the wallet and see if you have a credit card?
Will I?
Or do I need to do that?
I look through it.
Now that we've determined that you have it here.
But which one, though?
Just pull out every credit card you have. And I'll make it easy.
I got one.
Thank you. Case closed.
Which one is it? What is it?
Cross country.
Whose name is on it?
Mine, Demarcus Baldwin.
Let me see if it has the same account number as on this bill. I'm not going to say the numbers out loud, but it's the exact same number.
And I paid on that credit card. I paid what I spent.
You told me you didn't have this card, and how could I have one when it's only in her name? Here's how.
That's not the only one, though.
She had an issue to you.
That's not the only one. She has several.
But that's the only one we were talking about.
The ones that's in my name.
Well, I don't remember saying which one. You just said credit card.
Your wife testified that she had several credit cards, but there was one that both of you used. And that's the one that she presented to this court, $411 balance. And I asked, did you have one too, and did you use? And you said no. Now, what else of hers do you think that she has? See if you can convince me now that I know that you will lie.
Everything in the house, the furniture, the wash and dry, the beds, everything.
The furniture, the washer and dryer, the bed, everything in the house is yours.
Yeah.
Now tell me why you say that.
Because it was given to me by my mother.
It was given to you by your mother?
Yeah, it was a gift. Why? It was a gift. Why
and it was just given to you, or you and her?
For me and him.
I'm not talking to you right now.
It was for me. Why should I leave it there, and then she go on with her life, and then it's mine, and her new whatever comes in, and he got to sit on it. And they shouldn't work like that. I should be able to take it with me.
So you want all of the furniture?
Yes.
The washer and the dryer?
Everything.
And the bed?
Yep.
I need some time to ponder this.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict.
It saddens me to know that another child has to come into this world whose father doesn't want him.
And an update on the case of Doug and Melissa Book.
He admitted to me he slept with her. He told me the positions they slept in with together.
He told you the position they slept in?
He told me.
Mr. Book.
Divorce Court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce Court is back, and the verdict is in the case of Carolyn Baldwin, who says her husband DeMarcus moved out when she told him she was pregnant.
Mr. Baldwin, Ms. Baldwin, marriage carries a dual responsibility on both of your parts. It's a sharing. It saddens me to know that another child has to come into this world whose father doesn't want him and may or may not take care of the child and leaves all the responsibility to you. Mr. Baldwin, marriage carries a responsibility with more than paying the bills, and you've accepted that part, but you didn't accept all of it. You need to be by yourself, because that's who you're in love with. Mrs. Baldwin, you need to do a little bit more to take care of yourself, because you need to love yourself a little more. That was a little risk that you took, carrying this child. You should like yourself more, not to do that to your body. However, I am not going to take the bed from her, and I can't believe that you're asking me to do that. I don't care how she received it. The least she can have is a bed, and give her the dignity of having a nice place to sleep while she's pregnant with your child and forever. So the bed is awarded to Mrs. Baldwin. The washer and dryer was a gift, and you don't need it, Mr. Baldwin. She has children. The living room furniture, you can have it when you get your own place. But until you do, it remains in the house where Mrs. Baldwin and the children are. The credit card debt, I'm ordering you to pay the $411 on this cross-country credit card debt. That's the balance. I'm ordering you to pay the whole thing. Since you work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and you spend so much money having fun, you're going to spend a little bit more money taking care of this debt. And I'm going to consider it as payment for support. And therefore, I can order you to pay it all. The other order is that the card be immediately canceled. So ordered.
When divorce court returns, an update on the case of Doug and Melissa Book.
These people say that you sleep with everybody.
No, Your Honor, I did not have an affair with her husband.
I was not born yesterday.
Closed captioning for divorce court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, Call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in divorce court. Melissa said her marriage ended because Doug had an affair with her best friend.
He admitted to me he slept with her. He told me the position they slept in with together.
He told you the position they slept in. Mr. Book.
This is the fourth marriage she's spun up since December. Yes, it is.
There's a whole lot to do about you. These people say that you sleep with everybody.
No, Your Honor, I did not have an affair with her husband.
I was not born yesterday.
Melissa brought Doug to divorce court to get him to pay her back the value of their bed. She said she didn't want the actual bed back because Doug and his new girlfriend had had sex on it.
I don't want something him and his mistress or whatever had an affair in.
You don't want that bed, do you?
No, I don't. Hard telling what's on it.
The judge ordered Doug to give Melissa $25, which was his half of what they had paid for that bed. While Melissa and Doug have put their marriage behind them, they're trying to be civil to each other for the sake of their child and are working out a formal visitation schedule.
I really don't think he should have gotten anything, but I guess the living room would be all right.
Well, I think it wasn't fair because I think the judge took it out on me because I was a man.
I think I'll probably have to go to court to get child support, but he won't do it on his own, no.
Yeah, she was lucky to have me, yeah. She was lucky to have me.
In today's session of Divorce Court. When Michael met Crystal, he fell instantly for her innocence and beauty. But now, after 2.5 years of marriage, Michael says Crystal is a liar who cheated on him.
Not once, not twice, but 10 times.
10 times?
Yeah.
Well, if he would have been there as a husband, then it wouldn't have happened.
So that's what marriage is. If you're not here to show me love and affection and I want it, I got to get it.
It was anybody that would come by.
Anybody that would come by.
Anybody that would come by.
So that's the postman, the milkman, the mailman, everybody?
I'm telling you, if you would come to my house, you were
so
not.
So if I'd come to your house, she'd have sex with me too? Is that what you're saying?
Today, Crystal Bakken and Michael Bakken have come to face each other in divorce court.
Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Michael Bakken versus Crystal Bakken. I'm advised that after 2.5 years of marriage, you're about to end it. Mr. Bakken, why?
She cheated on me.
She cheated on you?
Yes.
That's an age-old theme. What do you mean by that?
Not once, not twice, but 10 times.
10 times?
Yeah, 10
And you're
times.
still in the marriage?
I'm trying to get out now.
10 different affairs?
10 different affairs.
And you know about all 10?
I know about like 9 of them.
He can only prove about 2 of them.
Oh, he can only prove about 2?
Yes.
But how many were there?
I can only prove 2 of them?
2.
Oh, no.
Well, I know a lot of women, if he could only prove 1, you wouldn't be standing there. So he can only prove 2?
Well, if he would have been there as a husband,
no.
then
No.
it wouldn't happen.
I had a letter, okay? I walk into my apartment, and she goes out for some reason. I walk over, I see a letter. I think it was going to be my letter for me. It looked like a lovey letter or something. It was to her best friend. It was describing her first affair. Okay, the whole intimate detail of the affair. And
all of the details?
All of the details, yes. I only read it once. I did not want to read it again.
Picture, right?
Huh? Basically, yes.
That was only after I got a letter on my door, taped to my front door from a coworker.
We already did.
Excuse me, one at a time.
From a coworker saying that he had slept with that coworker and 2 others, and my sister also confirmed the same thing.
So when you got a letter that he had slept with a coworker and 2 other coworkers, you said, I can top this, read mine.
No,
and you sent him your letter so he could read about your affair, is that right?
No, that's not.
Well, you said it was only after you had gotten that letter.
It was after that I realized that it wasn't working, that I was going to go somewhere else.
Your Honor.
Oh, that's when you went somewhere else. It was after you got that. Was that number 6 time or number 1 time?
That was number 1 time.
The note on the door thing.
So then what happened after that?
After that, we split up.
But it started way at the beginning, her deceit and everything, her lies. I mean, it started with our daughter. Our daughter wouldn't be here today if she didn't lie.
What do you mean by that?
Because she was supposed to be on birth control.
And who
now,
wanted the
I understand
child?
it's a mutual thing, but when one party is being told that they are, I mean, yes, I am on birth control, and you're really not on birth control, then that is a blatant lie, and you're trapping somebody.
So now you have a child that you didn't want because she lied.
No, I want my child. I love my child very much.
No, I said that you didn't want.
I did not plan on her, no.
He told me he wanted a kid.
Okay, no. Adolescence or when you're young and you're talking about your aspirations and your dreams, yeah, I want kids, I want this, I didn't want it right then.
Is that the way it happened?
No, that's
yes,
not the way it
Yes,
happened.
it is the way that
That's
happened.
not
so
the way it happened.
So you're saying
Compulsive
the baby
liar
was
saying it didn't
the
happen.
baby was conceived from deceit.
Yes.
The marriage has continued for 3.5 years, and that's been deceitful.
Well, I tried to reconcile. I came back to her, okay?
After the first one?
After the first cheating, yes. I came
That's
back
the one
to
that
her.
But he wouldn't forgive me for it. He would not. He threw it up in my face every chance he got.
Hold on a second. Your reaction to it was that I shouldn't be angry, shouldn't be upset that you cheated on me, okay? She wasn't able to be forgiven because she wasn't acting like someone that wanted to be forgiven.
What was she supposed to do? Just bow down before you and keep saying I lied?
No, he never forgave me.
No.
Never.
So is that why you continued? Because you was waiting for the forgiveness. You said, let me have another one and see if he'll forgive me on this one.
Again.
Oh, but he didn't know you were through. Is that what you're saying?
I told him we were.
After the first time?
He called me and asked to reconcile. I went back to him. He still threw it up in my face.
And what did you say then when he kept throwing it in your face?
He left.
And that's when you went to number 2 through 10? So you weren't together?
We were separated at the time.
So all of the other affairs were after you separated?
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
No.
So
how can it be a fair if we're separated?
We're not divorced.
So you're saying that it was still while you were living together that she was going through all of these men?
I'm saying it's whenever she could get a chance.
But it was while you were living together?
I'm only saying 10 because that's what I can basically figure out. But it was anybody that would come by.
Anybody that would come by?
Anybody that would come by.
So that's the postman, the milkman, the mailman, everybody?
I'm telling you, if you would come to my house, you were not discriminated.
So if I had come to your house, she'd had sex with me too? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. That's what I'm saying. But the point is...
Oh, come on, Mr. Bucket.
Well, she's telling me I'm supposed to forgive something that...
He was not living in the house. When he moved back in and we were going to reconcile, he talked to all the neighbors around.
No.
Yes.
No.
He talked to all the neighbors.
Wouldn't you? You cheated on me.
We were not living together.
No. Okay,
he went
hold on a
around,
second.
he was talking to the neighbors.
You still had our daughter. Didn't you have any self-respect? You know? I mean, just a new guy every time every day a new guy's in your bed.
Say.
No, so you did.
No.
Yes.
Were you there?
Yes. No, but you admitted to everything.
No, I didn't.
Mr. Bucket, let me ask her. You said he can only prove 2.
He brought them
What do
into
you mean
my
by
house.
prove 2?
He brought them into my house and questioned me in front of them.
No, it was more than 2.
and that's why he can prove 2.
That's right.
It was more than 2. But hold on, the
Mr.
letter
Bucket,
was
I'm
different
getting
than the
somewhere.
2. So that's 3. So she's lying right there.
I'm getting somewhere.
I'm talking about that time.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Trying to get there for you.
Okay.
Trying to help you out here. Let me help you. So he brought 2 of the men by.
Yes.
Confronted you with them.
Yes, he did.
And those are the 2 he can prove.
Those are the 2 at that time when he was saying that I went through 2 through 10. Because I did the one before we separated the first time. And then 2 more after that.
And the first one
we were separated.
You had an affair with when you were living together is because you were angry with him?
Because he was never around. He was never home. He was out with his friends. I was only 17.
That I can explain.
Oh, no, don't explain it yet. Because he was out with his friends and he was never at home.
He was never home. He was either working or out with his friends.
Working? Oh, yeah. Hold that against me, please.
So that's what marriage is. If you're not here to show me love and affection and I want it, I got to get it. Milkman, come on over. Is that it?
No, that was not what it was.
Is that what you're telling me?
No.
So how did it happen?
It was a friendship that developed with a male friend and...
With her
the male
really
friend,
good friend's boyfriend. Okay?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can recap that. A friendship with her really good friend's boyfriend.
Yes.
In other words, somebody else's man. Is that what you're saying?
Thank you. That's
is that
what
you're saying?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Your friend's man?
Okay.
Stop, Mr. Bucket.
They were breaking up. No, she was moving
They were
out.
not breaking
yes,
up.
They were.
She
She moved out of the house.
She was there.
She moved out.
No.
So when you saw that she was moving out, you stepped in. Is that right?
No, we were all friends.
Does friendship mean sharing your man?
No, it does
is that
not.
Become the new definition?
No, it does not.
Oh. So since you were just friends, I thought that was the reason why you wouldn't sleep with him.
It was a friendship that developed into something else.
Over a bet.
When divorce court returns, Michael testifies about his lack of sexual attraction to Crystal.
I would come home, she was in sweats, t-shirt, cigarette hanging out of her face, you know, weight still on there, just compiling.
Well, now, Mr. Bucken, you answered your own question. That's why she had 10 affairs, because everybody else didn't mind the weight.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce court is back in the case of Crystal and Michael Bucken. Michael claims his wife has cheated on him 10 times and now wants a divorce.
Who bet what?
Whoever won got to tell the other person do whatever they wanted them to do. You know what I'm saying?
Whoever won the bet.
Whoever won the bet got to tell the other
man.
person. We're their slave.
Oh, I see. It was a new game.
And tell me how. Yeah, it was a game. It was a game to her, but it was me. I was the one in the middle of that. I'm the one that was laid on the block.
Pretty vicious game. Were you playing a game with this man?
No, I wasn't. The letter wasn't there for him to read.
No, but it was in my house.
So how did it just happen to be sitting there so conveniently for him to find it if you didn't want him to read it?
It wasn't just sitting there so
conveniently. It was on the toaster.
On the toaster?
That's right there for me to read. Yeah.
Well, I know why it was on the toaster, Mr. Bakken. She was about to burn it. She just didn't get it in there fast enough. Wouldn't it have dawned on you that there just maybe he'll find it?
I hadn't left it. I had left to go upstairs to the neighbor's house, and he came in. I didn't expect him home anytime soon. He hadn't been home for a while.
Didn't sound like you were trying to hide it either. I think you wanted him to find it.
You left me in the apartment to go up
Sound like you wanted him to find it, Miss Bakken, didn't you?
You knew the letter was there.
It didn't really matter.
Didn't matter. There it is.
Really
didn't matter to you one way or the other.
It didn't matter. By the way, when she had the baby, she was like 118, 119 pounds. When she had the baby, she was 186 pounds. And as far as I know, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think you need that much weight to have a baby.
And nor are you a woman, and nor have you ever had a baby.
I understand
so
this, but either do you eat 3 breakfasts, you know, go 3 times. I mean, your mother was fattening you up on purpose.
Mr. Bakken,
no, but I understand that. I understand the weight. What I don't understand is how, if I'm her man and I'm supposed to be there and give her affection and everything, how come she didn't try to do what's right for me? You know, I'm the man.
Okay,
Turn
so
me
after
on, at least,
getting away from a child,
I would come home. She was in sweats, t-shirt, cigarette hanging out of her face. You know, weight still on there, just compiling. You know, she didn't try to keep her composure. I mean, I have many.
And so now, Mr. Bakken, you answered your own question. That's why she had 10 affairs, because everybody else didn't mind the weight.
Oh no, no, because. Well,
did that ever dawn on you?
Hey, who was she married to? She didn't say vows to all of them. She didn't say vows to them. She said vows to me. And if she wanted something from me, if I pushed her out to cheat, she pushed me out of her life.
Part of your vows said for better or worse. So she gained a few pounds.
Yeah, but then she goes and she gives my clothes away to these people that she's having sex with. She gives all my clothes and all of my possessions that I do have an itemized list about.
You gave his clothes away?
Yes.
After months of them being in my home, yes, I did.
No.
So the other men wanted his clothes?
No, it wasn't. I just set them outside of my apartment and said, whoever wants them can have them.
No, she did not do that.
After 3 months of holding them in my house and making arrangements with him for him to come pick up his belongings.
Then you became rather charitable with your clothing as well as your body.
I'm not a storage.
Basically,
I'm not a storage.
You know what you gave away?
I gave away some T-shirts, some jeans,
now.
some shoes, probably about 10 pairs of shoes. I mean, there was nothing. I mean, he says it's $2,000 worth of clothing. I mean, maybe if they were brand new.
But they weren't brand new?
No.
Why don't you look at the list? You have a list there?
I have a list.
Of everything that you left in the house. You patting your feet. You're really getting excited now, right?
Yeah.
Don't jump out of that box now.
I'm not. This is the list of everything I had, and it's all gone now. I mean, I don't have anything to show for it. You don't understand. When she gave all my stuff away...
She wants to see the list.
The point is...
No, the point is, let her see the list.
The point is what missing those clothing, what that did to my life.
What did it do?
I couldn't go get a job. I mean, a good job. I didn't have a suit. I didn't have anything.
Well, tell me this. What have you been wearing for the last 3.5 months?
I have accumulated my own things now, and I'm starting to do it again. But the point is she took it from me. If someone robbed me, which basically she did, wouldn't I want my stuff back?
When divorce court returns, Michael gives incriminating testimony about himself.
Well, where did you go to stay?
To my friend's house.
Ran to the arms of another woman.
And an update on the case of Julie Carver versus Don Carver.
He's a creep. He follows me in the house. He won't leave me alone. He follows me to the bathroom when I come home.
Divorce Court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce Court is back and the verdict is in the case of Crystal Bakken and Michael Bakken, who are divorcing after 2.5 years because Michael says his wife can't stop cheating on him.
Did you know those were his work clothing?
I gave him the opportunity. I did not go into his house and take his belongings.
Okay.
He left them in my apartment when he left.
No, did he leave them in the apartment that the two of you shared?
Yes, and he moved out into another apartment.
And he moved out after the affair with you and your, extramarital. Oh, extra is really a limited word in this case. Your other affairs.
Yes.
And that's why he left, right?
Right.
And he left his clothing.
Yes. Most of them.
Look at that list.
It's not even close.
Not even close to what you gave away.
No, it's way more than I gave away.
Yeah.
Way more than you gave away.
Way more.
Let me see the list.
It's very accurate. Let me tell you that. Just like
And
I only brought 2 people.
Do you
up
have
to
the
place.
receipts?
How would I have the receipts? I didn't plan on my wife's
then where'd you,
selling all my stuff to every guy that's going to come around.
Up? How'd you get the list? From
because
what?
I remember what I had.
Doesn't seem unreasonable to me. You mean he didn't have 2 suits?
He had the 2 suits, but all the rest of the clothing.
He didn't have 12 pairs of boxer shorts?
He took some of his clothing with him when
he
he
didn't
left.
have 12 pair of boxer shorts?
He had probably 3 pairs of boxers in my apartment when he left.
Well, who wanted to wear his shorts? Your other man wanted to wear his shorts?
That was one of the jokes that I was told about myself.
I mean, it's like I've heard of filling the other person's shoes, but filling the other person's shorts, that's a new one.
I'm not going to store his stuff for him. Why should I have to look at his clothes every day in my house?
Well, didn't some of your boyfriends get them and wear them?
No, they did not. He didn't see anybody wearing his clothing.
Well, he didn't see you having sex with all those other men, but you've admitted that it was more than 2.
I admitted to 3 of them.
So it's not just a question of what he sees. The note you gave me said that the clothes are worth $1,807.98. Just 2 suits, 15 T-shirts. Not an unreasonable statement of what he had. He's not suggesting that he had Giorgio Armani suits in the closet. Why do you take your clothes with you?
I wanted to get out quick. I needed a place to leave them, and she let me leave them there.
Well, where did you go to stay?
I went
another woman?
To my friend's house, yes.
Your female friend's house?
Yes.
Your best friend that
Ran
you're
to
in
the
love
arms
with.
of another
Hold on,
woman.
she was my best friend since we've been 11 years old.
That he's been in love with since he was 11 years old.
But we were best friends from 11. When you have a childhood friend, it doesn't matter.
But you were in love with her,
best
Michael.
friends.
We're best friends.
She didn't have a closet.
Hold on a second. It wasn't. I'm not going to just see.
Just answer my
She's
question.
painting the wrong
asked
picture.
the
I didn't leave to go move in with her, though.
I know, but you did.
See, no, I didn't move in with her right away.
Okay, it took about a week for them to get
and
together.
it took about a week for her to get rid of my clothing.
And that's when you got rid of the clothing.
No, I still kept it.
They're all crumbled
I
up.
think I've heard enough. I think I hit on it. Finally, from both of you. You left him there. You didn't have a place to go back to. You let him stay there because you were hoping that it wasn't over completely, right?
I was trying because we do have a daughter together.
And you were hoping that he'd come back, that he was just angry that night. You found out he was living with the other woman, and you said, no, it's over.
No, I wasn't hoping he'd come back. I knew where he was going.
You knew he was going to her?
Mm-hmm. I have a phone bill that shows that when I wasn't around that he was talking to her on the phone. I understand that they were friends. Okay. I understand that they were friends, but she called up after we got married and said that she wanted to be with him.
No. That's not what happened. That is not what happened. She called my father, let my father know that she'd had feelings for me. She wanted to know how our marriage was working.
I'm going to end this before it gets any deeper. Mrs. Bakken, I don't need to leave the bench, but to make this decision because it's real clear to me that you were just being evil. It's no different than if you had burned his clothes. It's like you gave them away and you put them outside or whatever. You were just being evil. That's all. And based upon the documents I've read, neither of you has a lot of money. So even $1,800 worth of clothing is a lot of money for a person who doesn't make a lot of money. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I do. But I don't believe that he had $1,800 worth of clothing in my house.
Well, since we don't know exactly what it was, because you didn't keep a list of what you gave away or put in the box, and it was his clothing, the best evidence I have before the court is his recollection, and it's not unreasonable. So I'm going to order you to pay him $1,800. That's the order of the court. Pay him $1,800. Court's adjourned.
All rise.
When Divorce Court returns, an update on the case of Julie Carver versus Don Carver.
When I wake up in the morning, I don't know if she's going to be there or not.
Closed captioning for Divorce Court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in Divorce Court. Julie Carver waited over 40 years to get married, but after only a year and a half, she says her husband Don is Mr. Wrong, not Mr. Right. Julie says that Don was too possessive.
He's a creep. He follows me in the house. He won't leave me alone. He follows me to the bathroom when I come home.
But Don says that the problem was that Julie didn't act like a real wife.
When I wake up in the morning, I don't know if she's going to be there or not.
Julie wanted a divorce, and Don wanted back the ring he'd given her.
You're not getting it back. That's all there is to it. Forget it.
The judge ruled that Don was not entitled to get the ring.
A 42-year-old man acting like a 2-year-old kid. You don't play the game my way, so give me back my marbles.
Now Julie says she may rekindle a romance with an ex-boyfriend.
Well, I think the judgment was fair. I deserved what I got, and it put me through a lot of hardship not having the clothes and the tools to go out and further my career.
He had maybe $500 worth of clothing in my apartment that he left, and it was an $1,800 worth.
It was no surprise to me, all of the lies that she just kept having to say.
He should have came and got them before.
You know, I hope that she can be mature, because I know, I can rise to the occasion and be mature just for our daughter, and just, kind of let bygones be bygones.
We get along sometimes, just for her. We try. We're friends when it has to do with her, nothing to do with each other otherwise.
And she hurt me, and now I'm getting a little bit of reward for it, at least my clothing back, and, hopefully she can just be mature and just let bygones be bygones.
In today's session of Divorce Court, Sherry says it was love at first sight, but after 3 years of dating Alvin, they broke up. A year later, they decided to give it another chance, and this time they got married. But now Sherry says she can't take Alvin's temper anymore.
The first incident where I was hit, Your Honor, was when I was pregnant.
Are you serious?
She has completely lied through this whole entire relationship.
With a major black eye and a contusion on the side of my head.
Sherry is a very dramatic person.
He hit me. He tried to push me out of the car.
Stop lying.
Sherry,
stop lying.
He bit you.
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
Get that smirk off your face.
Now Sherry's sister wants to set the record straight.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself for even coming here, Patty.
Did he get arrested? Yes.
No, I didn't. No, I did not.
Spent the night in jail.
And today they all face off in Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Alvin Burks versus Sherry Merritt Burks. I'm advised that you have been married for 2 years and you're ready to end the relationship.
That's correct. Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you've been married for 2 years, but you've been together longer than that. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, both of you are answering together. Yes, Your Honor. So for once, we have both people on one accord, at least today, right? You ready to end this marriage?
Yes.
All right, I'll start with you, Ms. Burks. Why?
Your Honor, I got hit for the last time.
You got hit for the last time?
For the last time, and there's a child involved now, and I will not go through my life and my son's life being hit like that.
How many times was there before?
No.
Probably 2 to 3.
No.
Where there was black eyes, there was pushing down while I was pregnant.
Oh, he pushed you down while you were pregnant?
Yes.
I hope you're not
yes,
laughing.
Your Honor.
Oh my! No, I'm not laughing, Your Honor.
Please
no.
get that smirk off your face.
The first incident where I was hit, Your Honor, was when I was pregnant.
Hit while you were pregnant?
With a major black eye and a contusion on the side of my head that was...
Your Honor, this is false. This is false. First of all, Your Honor, I did not hit my wife while she was pregnant. No, I did not do that. That is completely false.
Hold on, Mrs. Burks.
She has completely lied through this whole entire relationship.
So why would she say that you hit her while she was pregnant?
Sherry is a very dramatic person.
She can make up a lie that big?
I do not recall this incident. Yes, she does make up very big lies.
I called the police, Your Honor. I filled out a report.
Well, what about the last time? What happened when you said he hit me for the last time?
We were driving down the street to take my son to my father so that he could take me to work after that. The incident happened on the way there. He hit me. He tried to push me out of the car. I told him, take me to my mother's house and drop me off.
Oh, my God.
He did. I tried to retrieve my son and my son's car seat. He then bit
lying.
me.
He bit you?
He then bit me and then took off.
Why did he bite you?
That's when I filed the report.
Lying. You need to stop that lying right now. Your Honor, she is lying.
What happened?
She is lying. First of all, the incident that she is talking about. Now, mind you, we had not been talking at all, okay, for 3 days. And then once we start having a conversation, it turned into an argument. Sherry grabbed the steering wheel while I was doing 50 miles an hour down 119th Street.
Ask him why the argument started, Your Honor. Ask him why the argument started.
I don't care why the argument started at this point. You got into an argument and you grabbed the steering wheel. That's what he's saying.
And she jerked the car to the right. She's sitting in the passenger seat and I was driving. And she jerked the car to the right. So I'm trying to get the steering wheel straight and I pushed her arm away from the steering wheel like that. Okay? So
what about that, Miss?
No.
Is he right so far?
No.
So
I did not grab the steering wheel, Your Honor. I did not.
I got to her parents' house, and she was getting out of the car, but she didn't. She, reached over the passenger seat to, unbuckle my son, and then she just put him out on the pavement in the driveway of the car. So then she got out.
In the driveway?
In her mother's driveway. So then she got out of the car and went around and started taking his car seat out of the car. And I said, what are you doing? Okay, so then she's like, they need this, and we're tussling over the car seat.
So you're fighting over a car seat?
Over the car seat in her driveway, in her mother's driveway.
Quite a different story than what you're telling.
Because we wasn't fighting over the car seat because I wanted to take the car seat out because my mother was going to take Zachary somewhere that afternoon, and she needed the car seat.
Stop, Mr. Burks.
And then when he bit me was when I was trying to get the car seat out of the car.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. No, Your Honor.
God.
When she got the car seat out of the car, I told her how crazy she was. I said, now, you know what? I'm going to show you because I am fed up with this. Every time I turn around, it's an episode with you. So when she closed the doors to the cars, I pulled off and I left.
Let me ask you this. How did we get two different stories about this hitting you and trying to push you out of the car on August 3rd? They are so inconsistent.
I did not grab the steering wheel. I was sitting in the passenger seat like he said, but he reached over and smacked me across the face, and that's when I said,
when you
hit me. Yes, you hit me for the last time.
Somebody's shaking your head.
I saw the black eye after the fact.
Oh, my God.
I've seen.
Stop. Step forward.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself for even coming here, Patty. That's
What's
why
your name?
marriage is not
My
working.
name is Patty.
That's why you're divorced.
What's your name?
My name is Patty.
And your last name?
Shattered.
And are you related to these people?
Her sister.
She's still carrying her husband's last name, and he's not even with her.
But why aren't they
together,
And it doesn't matter to me that she's not married to her husband. What can you tell me about Mr. and Mrs. Burks? I don't want to know about Mr. and Mrs. Shattuck.
I have seen on 2 occasions that I flew up when I was in Oklahoma City, flew to Kansas City, went with them to a grocery store. We pulled into a gas station. For some reason, he got mad at her and hit her. When we get to the house,
Patty, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for even coming here telling that lie.
He's taking
Y'all
all the
talked about that for the longest. You ought to be
Be quiet,
ashamed of
Mr.
yourself.
Burks. Tell me about the last incident. Were you there?
No, but I saw the black eye.
What did you see?
That she had a black eye underneath her eye.
When did you see that?
The night the day it happened that night. It came up.
You went over to your sister's house?
Yes.
And you saw a black eye?
Yes.
Oh. Was it her mascara or was she hit in the face?
It had a black eye.
Oh. And did you go to the police?
Yes, that's when she pressed charges against him that day.
Do you recall that?
Your Honor, let me tell you
Just
about
answer
what
my
happened.
question. Do you recall that?
No, I do not. No, I don't.
You don't recall? Did he get arrested?
Yes.
No, I didn't. No, I did not.
He spent the night in jail.
No, I didn't, Your
Well, maybe
Honor.
it was your twin that spent the night in jail.
Your Honor, no, I didn't. The night that
And
they
then
were
didn't
talking...
appear on court when he
Your
was
Honor,
supposed to in Kansas City.
Hold on, but why is it that he doesn't even... You saying that he went to jail, you need to calm down, Mr. Burks.
When Divorce Court returns, Sherry's testimony is questioned.
Anybody have any proof as to what you did with the money other than your mouths?
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce Court is back in the case of Sherry Burks, who is divorcing her husband Alvin because she says he was so controlling she couldn't even talk to her own family.
So we know the marriage, there is an incident of domestic violence, or you say domestic violence, and that's why you're leaving. Is there anything else? Is there another reason why?
No.
Something about your child? You blame her for the death of your child? You had a child that died?
Your Honor, our son passed away, okay, and I had a $10,000 policy on him. Nobody even knew that I had this policy, not even Sherry, okay? But the way it's stipulated with the insurance is both parents are going to divide whatever money or whatever after the fact and everything. The funeral cost was $2,555.55. That came out of my share to pay for his funeral costs.
No.
Let him finish.
And then Sherry received a $5,000 check.
So you had a $10,000 insurance policy.
I had a $10,000 insurance policy.
Okay, I'm with you.
The cost to the funeral home was $2,555.55.
And you remember that down to the penny.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I can stipulate some money now. And that's what I received, the balance of $5,000. And she
received the difference.
Yes, ma'am. And she got the other $5,000. Okay. With my money, I went out and bought a stereo system, which cost me $900. Okay. The money that was left over, we went in together and bought a $900 bed, a deluxe king size bed. We bought a couch and chair set, matching set, plaid. And then I bought a leather recliner for $100.
How much did the couch and chair set cost?
Like $620 or something like that.
Okay, and what else?
That's all that we bought together.
So what's the issue here today? Are you agreeing that you took the money from the insurance?
No, that is
and
not
I'm
even,
sorry
that
about
is
your
not
son's
even
death.
true. That is not even true.
What happened?
Because what he stipulated was true about there was a $5,000 check issued to me, and
be quiet, Mr. Burks.
there was the remainder of the rest was issued to him. But when we got the money, we put the money together and split the money even.
No, we didn't.
He took his half and got what he wanted, his stereos. I paid off bills that we had. We both went in on the furniture. I paid $400 of the furniture. He paid $200 of the furniture.
Anybody have any proof as to what you did with the money other than your mouths? Because I can't tell out of your mouths who's telling the truth.
No, we did. Is that why we found bankruptcy?
Do you have any other proof other than your mouths as to what was done with this money?
She's saying, Your Honor, that she paid off bills
Answer
with
my
this
question.
money. She's saying that she...
Mr. Burks.
No. But she's saying, Your Honor, that she paid
Mr.
off
Burks.
bills.
Take a breath.
And she's,
Take a breath.
That is really sad.
Take a deep breath and close your mouth a second. So you don't have any proof that you put the money in the same bank account?
No, we didn't do that.
You went down and bought things together?
Yes, we did.
So where's the proof that you bought it with your $5,000?
Yeah, where's the paperwork and all that stuff?
Mr. Burks, please be quiet. I don't need you to ask her the same question I asked her.
The paperwork that I had for the receipt for the furniture that we paid for was in his truck that he had. So I didn't get to retrieve that. You're right.
It's gone.
Right.
Where's the proof that you paid bills with your money?
I have a credit card that I paid off, but I don't have the proof with me, Your Honor.
Walked in here without any proof.
We paid it off. I was the one who made the most money.
So it's your contention that...
She didn't make enough money to pay rent.
But either way, the money was from the insurance company, right?
Right.
And that was from the policy that he had paid for during the marriage. Is that right?
Right, that we paid for, yes.
So even if you paid off bills and what was left, you bought furniture, it was still the same insurance money, right?
Right.
No other source of money, was there?
No.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
About what?
About my other son.
What about your other son? Is it relevant to this case?
Yes, it is.
What?
I love my son, Zachary, and I'm more than willing to take care of my son.
There's no question of custody to be decided by this court.
I understand.
I will send you over to somewhere else to work it out.
Okay.
We're talking about the furniture and a tombstone. Something about a tombstone is what I'm told in my papers.
I paid for the headstone on my son's grave, yes.
You paid
And
for the
he would
headstone?
not- yes, and he did not give me any money for it.
Were you working together? Were you living together?
Yes, we
And you
were.
were working?
Yes.
Did you pay anything for the funeral?
Yes, I paid just as much as he did. We split the money even. After the remainder of the money, we split it even.
You split the remainder of the money, but the initial $2,555.55. Did you pay any of that?
Exactly, yes.
How?
We both did.
Well, it was part of the $10,000.
Right.
Okay, so why didn't you take a portion of the $10,000 and pay for the tombstone?
Ask him.
I'm asking you.
He
Don't
didn't
tell me
allow
who to
me to
ask.
take that much out of it.
How much was the tombstone?
$340.
$340. And after $2,555.55, you had $7,445.45. Why couldn't you pay for a tombstone?
I did with that money.
So then what's the problem? What are you talking about? You paid for it then. You didn't pay for it. It came out of the insurance money. And you're sitting here asking me to order him to repay it. I'm not asking you to repay the part of the funeral bill. Are you serious? Ms. Burks?
No.
Now that you listen to yourself, you see how ridiculous that request is, don't you? You're mad or you can't talk? Which is?
I understand what you said, Your Honor, yes.
And in terms of the furniture and furnishings, wasn't it all bought with the insurance money?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why do you think you're entitled to all of it?
I left him his stuff.
What's his
stuff?
stuff?
I left him a stereo system. I left him a dining room set. I left him a movie collection. I left him a CD collection. I left him 2 color TVs. I left him a coffee table, and I left him 2 end tables.
Your Honor, all
So
of
now
this
what are
stuff
you
that she's
asking
saying-
for, Mrs. Burks?
I'm asking to keep the furniture that I have, just keep in the house for me and my son. I need a bed to sleep on, so does he. He used to tell me all the time, when we split up, this is mine and this is yours. I took nothing of his.
Oh, my God.
I left him all of his
Well, you
movies.
keep saying his, and that was the way you all lived your life.
Yep.
But together and according to the law, as long as it was purchased together, it belonged to both of you.
Okay, then I guess I left some of our belongings and I took some of our belongings.
You said it right. You learned quickly. I like the way you said that. And now you want to keep the portion of your belongings that you left.
Exactly.
I mean,
Your
that you
Honor.
took with you.
Right, Your Honor.
And you want them back.
Yes.
Why?
Those are sentimental objects that we shared between the both of us, and it's like she didn't even care. Not one bit.
Okay.
She didn't care.
You know what? It didn't matter whether she cared or not. You got the objects from the insurance money that neither one of you had worked for, but you paid the premium. All right?
That's fine.
I'm going to take a break.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict. And an update on the case of Diane Simpson versus Jeff Simpson.
I was on escape from jail.
You were an escapee.
Divorce Court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce Court is back and the verdict is in. In the case of Sherry Burks, who says her husband Alvin was so possessive, he would not let her be with her family or friends.
We're back in the matter of Alvin Burks and Sherry Merritt Burks. Y'all took a long time to say much of nothing. You're arguing over furniture and furnishings that were purchased with money given to you due to a very, very sad event, the death of your 2-month-old son. But for that, you wouldn't have had any of this. And the two of you are arguing over that. The household furniture and furnishings is awarded to each of you according to what you have in your possession. I'm not taking anything from either of you. I find that what you have, Mr. Burks, in terms of the stereo and the TVs and the CD collection and the video camera, etc., is substantially equal to the items that she has in her possession. And that all of it was bought with community money. So I don't need to give you anything from him, and I'm not giving you anything that she has. Ms. Burks, you said the last time he hit you was one time too many. The first time in the future, the first time should be the last time. Mr. Burks, if you didn't hit her, because I'm really not clear, don't. Neither of you is free to use the others as punching bags and to bite, hit, and kick. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's the order of the court. Court's adjourned.
All rise.
When Divorce Court returns, an update on the case of Diane Simpson versus Jeff Simpson.
They're not coming after you for what you left owing. Get out of my court.
Closed captioning for Divorce Court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in Divorce Court. When Diane fell in love with Jeff, she had no idea he was hiding a terrible secret.
I was on escape from jail.
You were an escapee.
The day we got married, he went into the next courtroom and got sentenced to 33 years.
They got married, and she agreed to wait for him. But while he was away, she had an affair and got pregnant.
3 months after I got to prison, she came in and she was pregnant.
I was angry. I was lonely. It was a one-time thing.
Jeff sent her divorce papers, but she refused to sign them. Jeff is now free and wants a divorce, but Diane came to court to get justice. She wanted Jeff to pay her back for 10 years' worth of collect calls he made to her from prison, but the judge threw the case out of court.
The statute of limitations has run. They can't sue you. They're not coming after you for what you left owing. Get out of my court.
After court, Diane claimed that Jeff had somehow manipulated the judge into believing that he was the good guy in their marriage. And now she says that he has not been by to visit their young daughter.
I think it was very, very fair. The judge's verdict was fair. I'm happy with it.
I guess I'll have to live with it. That was the judge's decision. I have to move forward and go on with my life.
It's just been a bad experience, and I don't want to go through it anytime soon.
The hitting part, I never did that. My wife is a very big exaggerator, and she just needs to go on with her life.